January 29th, quick weather update. Today we're going to look into a little bit long range and see if this cold will stick around, as well as will we see snow in Wisconsin. So right now we've been stuck in a really cold pattern across the upper Midwest. I think today's the first day that it's made it above 10 degrees where I am, which is significantly below average even for January in Wisconsin. I think this continues going forward. We definitely see some moderation, but there's definitely a lot of winter left as well. So looking at the European model here, this is today. We see the cold across a good portion of the northern and eastern half of the country. Not a ton of activity going on right now. Start pulling this out. As we get into this weekend, you'll start to see the system develop that everyone's been talking about recently. Potential for a bomb cyclone across the eastern US. Could see heavy snow. This might be pretty impactful for some of the southeastern states, South Carolina, North Carolina. These areas aren't used to the snow. So if you're out that way, definitely be careful this weekend traveling into Saturday and Sunday. Otherwise, the Midwest is pretty quiet. It stays cooler, but does begin to moderate. By Sunday, we could see temperatures close to 30. A weak system moves in Sunday night into Monday timeframe. Could bring a little bit of light snow to Wisconsin, but nothing major. We continue next week to be a little bit more mild. Temperatures will be near average, I would say, maybe slightly above a couple days. We could see a day or two next week get around freezing, maybe a degree or two over. Relatively quiet, but we do see some activity start to pick up, I think, as we go into the middle part of next week. Here's Wednesday, maybe a weak system around. The European isn't showing much, but the GFS was showing a little bit stronger system around Wednesday and Thursday of next week. And we continue the pattern of pretty cold in the east, especially in the southeast. There'll be some real cold pushes of air in the southeastern US, which is not as typical for them. Maybe some more shots of snow into next week down there. Meanwhile, the Midwest will just be kind of around average. And the West, yeah, they're back to a big ridge, warm, sunny conditions across much of the West. The European showing maybe some more activity, weak clipper systems moving through Wisconsin into the later part of next week, but nothing big. Unfortunately, I think if you're looking for the big snowstorm, this isn't a great pattern for Wisconsin, but I think we at least get some opportunities for lighter snow, because we've been pretty dry. I mean, I don't think we've had any snow the past week or so in most of the state. Now we're starting to get pretty far out. We're into next weekend, but you see this pattern and you see more of a dividing line. Big ridge in the west. It's warm across the plain states. Meanwhile, the eastern United States and northeast is cold. Wisconsin's kind of right on that dividing line. And I think that does lead to some more chances for snow, at least light snow events. Here's Sunday, February 8th, some snow across Wisconsin, as these clipper systems sort of just dive in from Canada right along that boundary between warm and cold air. And maybe a little bit more of an active pattern here, as that looks to kind of continue. Cold in the northeast, warmer to the southwest. Here's another system around the 10th that could maybe provide some potential for snow. So there's definitely no guarantees right now, but the pattern looks to stay pretty consistent over the next couple weeks. We moderate, but don't get too far above freezing, if much at all. And it stays relatively dry, but I think the opportunities for some systems does increase as we get into February. So I still remain hopeful. I still think there's a lot of winter left. The long range forecast looks to cool back down again, so I don't think we see any big thaws anytime soon. As long as we have the colder air, I think there's a chance for snow. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed as we go into February.